What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some Go Battle League battles here in the Halloween Cup, and if you want a team that gets your battles done insanely fast for the Halloween Cup, this is the team to try out. I first saw this team showcased on a Twitch live stream from Wholesome, and he was running the Shadow Golbat, Shadow Sharpedo, Shadow Tyranitar team, and this team is pretty wild. It's a whole lot of fast move beatdown, which I tend to not really enjoy running teams like that too frequently, but if you just want to get your battles done really fast, this is a fun team to do it. Shadow Sharpedo running Waterfall and Shadow Tyranitar running Smackdown have an insane amount of fast move pressure. This entire team is very glassy, but once again, a lot of fast move pressure, and you can just debuff everything with Poison Fang from Golbat and Shadow Sharpedo. This team either absolutely steamrolls the opponent's team, or you just run into terrible alignment from what I found. So you'll see some games here where I just totally win based on insanely hard counters, and then some other games where there is about nothing I could have done. But all in all, it's pretty fun and pretty comical sometimes to just have these battles where it's just an insane amount of fast move beatdown. And it's pretty hilarious whenever the Shadow Sharpedo gets stuck against a Charmer or something like that, and it only survives for like 2 charms. Here you see my opponent still has 2 shields, but I'm hoping that I can just smack everything down here. Gonna go for a crunch. Obviously, one move from the Wormadam is going to be able to knock out my Tyranitar here. So I get the defense fell on that first crunch. We end up CMP tying. I really need a defense fell here. I get the final shield. No defense fell. I did get a defense drop on the first one, and so I do have energy stored on my Shadow Crobat. Going to be able to get to this Shadow Ball here. Is this enough damage to knock out the Wormadam? It is, because of the defense fell, and we're able to take that game actually with a charge move there. Good game. Okay, Dragalge is an absolute core breaker to this team. Shadow Sharpedo struggles against it, and Golbat struggles against it as well. And the Dragon Tail damage actually outpaces the Smackdown damage from Tyranitar. So you see me go straight for a Poison Fang there because I'm trying to do any damage that I can to this thing. I thought I caught an Aqua Tail. They outraged there. I caught a move and it ended up being an outrage. When this happened, I was completely floored. I could not believe that they went for the outrage right there. Luckily, I do have my Tyranitar against a Wormadam here, which is a pretty good matchup. But I can't believe I sacrificed my Shark there, thinking that I caught an Aqua Tail. They were right at a charge move here, so I unfortunately have to throw this crunch. A little bit of lag. They end up shielding, so I'm just going to throw this crunch again and see what they want to do. They end up double shielding the Wormadam, so we'll see what is in the back here. I will shield up this Iron Head and I'll be able to farm this thing down. They still have the Dragalge, unfortunately. It's in a Azumarill, and this whole game was kind of just terribly played by me. Oh man, so I catch the Ice Beam on my Golbat, so see you later Golbat, and there's no way that a Stone Edge is going to be able to knock out this Azumarill here. It does do a lot of damage, but Azumarill just way too bulky. Good game. That was a pretty hilarious game. Another Dragalge in the lead. To be honest, this team is fairly popular, the one that I'm running here, so you've probably already seen it before. And so there are people out there that have designed teams that absolutely hard counter this team because they just don't want to have to deal with going against it. This particular battle, I end up going for the Shadow Ball here, and it ends up getting shielded, which is absolutely terrible for me. Look at how much those Dragon Tails are chunking. That is absolutely awful. I let this Aqua Tail go through, thinking that I would survive and be able to get to a move, but I don't even get to a Poison Fang. Really bad. So I have to bring in my Tyranitar here, and they are able to get to a last second Aqua Tail. This is going terribly. But I will shield up the Aqua Tail. What do they have? They bring out a Drapion. And I really should have built up the Stone Edge energy here. I just go straight for the crunch, and they no shield it, knowing the move counts there. But it does allow me to do enough damage where I can potentially fast move down the Strapion. And in the back is a Wormadam. This is really unfortunate for me. My pretty much only win con here is if I can catch a move, and even then I won't be able to get to 2 charge moves before they reach 2 charge moves. Good game. Golbat into Marowak. This is good for me. I have 2 better responses in the back though, so we're going to go straight into the Shark, getting a lot of waterfall damage, and out comes an Umbreon. So this is a matchup that I'm hoping that I can potentially flip here, or I can farm up a lot with my Golbat and then be able to land a Shadow Ball on the Marowak. They're going straight foul play because, as we have seen, Shark is so glassy that even a foul play is going to do a lot of damage. So I end up double shielding. I have to go down 2 shields in this matchup, but we're able to flip switch advantage, and I have a lot of energy stored. They bring in an Azumarill, so I'm going to go straight for the Poison Fang here. This is non-stab Poison Fang, but Sharpedo is very, very glassy. That does a lot of damage. Going to throw another Poison Fang here and see what they want to do. The smackdowns from Tyranitar are going to be doing a lot of damage here. This Azumarill farmed up some energy, but it really absorbed a lot of damage there. Looks like they're running Play Rough Hydro Pump, because Ice Beam definitely would have been enough. Gonna bring out the Golbat here, and if they swap, I need to swap as well. I need to get any damage off on this Azumarill that I can. So throw in the Poison Fang, down goes the Azumarill, gonna instant swap, and these smackdowns are chunking. Bone Club will hit for super effective damage here, but luckily the Fire Spins are resisted, so I'm able to survive that, and then they concede the match. Good game. Golbat into Azumarill. This is definitely where you want to see it. It's pretty crazy that Azumarill can force shields in this matchup though. The Ice Beam hits for a lot of super effective damage, especially against the Shadow Golbat. So I do have to shield this up, definitely have to respect this. And we will see what they want to do. I'm over farming here a little bit, and then I'm going to throw the Poison Fang and see where they want to spend their shield. They end up totally letting that go. Out comes a Wormadam, and so I'm going to go into my Sharpedo. Out comes an Escavalier, and we get some unfortunate mutual lag here. Trying to get to a charge move, but I don't even get to a charge move. Unfortunate. But I know that despite being down a shield, I can hopefully debuff the Wormadam in the back. And then my Tyranitar should hopefully be able to smack it down. So I'm going to throw this Poison Fang here. I really need to get rid of this Escavalier. Down goes the Escav. And out comes a Wormadam again. I'm just going to throw this Poison Fang immediately. And then hopefully with this debuff, the Smackdowns will do enough damage to be able to take this thing out. Those Smackdowns are hitting for neutral right now, and they are absolutely chunking. So I have to shield this. The Iron Head would do so much damage. And we're able to win with 2 shields from the opponent remaining. Golbat into another Dragalge. This is absolutely terrible. And so this time around, I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball again. But it seems like Dragalge every single time ends up shielding that, and then I'm in a terrible spot. This time I say swap Tyranitar, and then I just left the game. Because I was like, I do not want to deal with this. Good game. Frostlass in the lead. Luckily, we do have 2 responses to this. I bring out my Sharpedo, and they have an Alolan Grimer. I should have potentially tried to make it to the crunch here, but I don't know if I would have. We actually end up simultaneous fainting there. So I have to make a guess, and I believe I end up bringing in Tyranitar, and because the switch clock is not up, this is very good for me. These Smackdowns are absolutely chunking. This battle's up against one of my long-term patrons, by the way, P. Tierney. We ended up queuing in Go Battle League, and I felt really bad when I queued up against him with this team, because this team can be pretty ruthless sometimes. I get the crunch debuff as well, and now we're in a really, really good spot. I can just go straight Poison Fang, and these fast moves are going to add up enough over time that it's going to be pretty devastating to the Drapion. So we're just going straight debuff. and they no shield, but this game is over. I got very lucky that I guessed to bring Tyranitar in, and we were able to take that game. This team wins hard or it loses hard, and the games are very, very quick. Good game. Golbat into another Frostlass, not good, but we have 2 better responses, so I'm going to bring out Sharpedo. And they're staying in, so they're going to force a shield from me before they swap. Both Avalanche and Shadow Ball are resisted, but when you are a Sharpedo, you have to shield up everything. Because everything does so much damage. Able to get a Poison Fang debuff off there, and then able to get to another Poison Fang. I'm really hoping that I get a shield here. And I do end up getting a shield, which is really good for me. They already have 2 things weak to Tyranitar. I'm going to bring it in here because I don't have to shield whatever these moves are. They still do a decent chunk of damage though. And in the back is a Drapion. This is really not good for me because it's probably running Aqua Tail. And they still have Frostlass alive, so this is just not looking good at all. Gonna throw this Crunch and then try to get an energy advantage with my Golbat. But my opponent predicted it. They had patience and they waited, so I wasn't able to get a huge energy advantage here. And then I'm not going to be able to farm this down to reach enough energy to get another charge move against that Drapion in the back. So well played to my opponent. Man, Drapion is definitely a good response against this team here. Being able to spam those charge moves so quickly, and pretty much every Pokemon on this team, you have to respect it with a shield. Sableye in the lead. I have 2 better responses in the back, so I'm immediately going into the Shark. They're staying in here once again. Even though this is resisted damage, you have to shield everything when you are the little Shark. And out comes a Drapion once again. I'm just going straight for the debuffs here because these waterfalls really start chunking over time. So we get that Poison Fang off, and they're able to get to a move here. I will shield this and then farm all the way down. So once again, I'm down 2 shields in the middle game here, but we flip switch advantage. I ended up getting a 3rd shield because the game lagged. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Have you all been noticing lately that it seems to be getting laggier and laggier on some of this stuff? That was crazy. I really should have went for the Crunch there too. That was a really bad play. And they actually ended up backing out right there. I was completely surprised. They were probably very furious that I got the 3rd shield, and I do not blame them. I'm going to go into Sharpedo here, and they end up bringing in Jellicent, which technically is not the best response to Sharpedo. Even though their bubbles are resisted, they're still chunking me, surprisingly. Like, that is resisted bubble damage, and it is hitting for so much on Sharpedo. I'm going to let this go. They go straight for the Bubble Beam. I'm really hoping that I can reach another Crunch, and because they threw here and I snuck a Waterfall, I'm recognizing that I will be able to get to another Crunch. So I'm able to get to another Crunch here, and we'll see what they want to do. If I have my Tyranitar lined up against the Mandibuzz, that would have been really good, but they recognize that, and they end up double shielding, so we do not have switch advantage. They are going straight Bubble Beam here. Holy cow. And I'm able to farm them down before they get to a move. If they bring in Mandibuzz, I'm going to go into the Tyranitar. And in the back is a Nidoqueen, but I am up a shield. And I'm able to get to this Crunch before they get to the Earth Power. This is going to hit for so much super effective damage. And down goes the Nidoqueen, and then Tyranitar would easily sweep that Mandibuzz in the back there. Good game. Golbat into Nidoqueen. Kind of an awkward matchup here. But my wing attacks are definitely doing more damage than the Poison Fangs. I'm going to go for a Poison Fang bait here. Now, this could be a Stone Edge, so I end up shielding it and respecting it, but I get baited with a Poison Fang. Do they respect my Poison Fang? No. This is so bad. So, they're going to throw another Poison Fang here. I'm going to try to snipe this Nidoqueen down with the Sharpedo because it's going to do a lot of damage. And I do land that one Waterfall and put it very, very low. They respond with a Frostlass. This Poison Fang is going to be resisted, so I imagine that they no-shield it. They actually ended up shielding that, which is pretty positive for me. They farmed up a lot of energy here, though. That Nidoqueen is so low that I'm hoping that my Tyranitar even could potentially deal with it. But this Frostlass does have a lot of energy. Do they get to another avalanche? They don't get there. That's huge. And in the back is a Shadow Gardevoir. Oh my gosh. So those charms absolutely demolished my Tyranitar. And see you later, Tyranitar. I'm going to be able to get to this Poison Fang, but that Nidoqueen is very, very low. Are we going to be able to win this battle? And we simultaneous faint. These battles were a lot of fun, and if you want some really crazy fast games in the Halloween Cup, make sure to try this team out. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the battles, and I'll see you all in the next video.